Hey, Shalom,
Shalom.
ye men of Israel, Bayat Shah Dawadah, house of David. We want to start off by giving all thanks, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone, who rule well, teach well, peace, and salutations to the hopeful elect that are pushing his truth and sincerity and in diligence, and a great multitude that will be calling upon the name of Yahweh Bashem El Shah, in prophecy and in truth, love, and faith of Yahweh Bashem El Shah. This lesson is being done in that name, Yahweh, which is Hebrew for he is to be, his only begotten Son, who the world ignorant calls Jesus Christ. That name is Yahweh Shai, which is Hebrew for he saves, he delivers, he is our salvation. And this lesson is being done in a Rakal Kodash, which is the Holy Spirit. This is your brother Benah Ban of the Dollars GMS camp alongside the brother. And this lesson, is being done in the Holy Spirit. We're praying that this lesson will be edifying to the flock. With that being said, we're covering into prophecy, seeing these things that are happening in these times, questions that are being asked, questions that can be answered through the scriptures. So as we stay current with events that we see happening around us, we line it up with the scriptures to see how close the Lord is to this wicked kingdom, because it will be melted down. This is an article that I found that me and a brother said we'll go into. The title says, "Why are white Americans suddenly being portrayed so harshly online?" And they have the face of this actor, Matthew McConaughey. That's his name, Matthew McConaughey, right? And they want to put his picture right there because he looks like a so-called white man, right? Look at him. So-called white man. He's not white. As it says in Genesis 25:25, okay? This is the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Slaki. This is the lineage of Esau, Edom. Slip of tongue, right? Because if you look at him, and this is not a color thing. This is not a color thing, but we're just defining what this picture that we're looking at is. Because he could be in a spirit a so-called Jake. I've heard some people say that he's a Jake.
He's from Austin, Texas.
From Austin, Texas. He has that draw about him. But at first glance, you look at him and you want to say that he's a so-called white man. And again, that's a social construct. There's no such thing as a white man. There's no such thing as a black man, because the so-called white man is really the red man. He's really Esau, Edom, because his blood shows through his skin, whereas the so-called black man, we have melanin. We're brown, we're ruddy, we come in different shades of brown. There's no such thing as a black man. There's no such thing as a white man. All right, so with that breakdown right there, let's read this article. It's not a very long article. It says, since 2024, social media apps, especially TikTok, have been a surge in think pieces, painting white Americans in an increasingly negative light. Many videos link modern inequality to historical oppression, which others use satire or emotional storytelling that can come across as divisive rather than informative. So when we read this article here, we have to understand who's controlling this narrative. Job 9:24 said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So he that wins the war controls the pen. So they can write certain things to portray a message. And we also have to understand words are very powerful. Words are very powerful, because when you look at this image here and we say that that's a so-called white man, it's not well known that this is the lineage of Esau. And again, he just looks like Esau. He could be a Jake. This is not a color thing. But when you look at this, as they're trying to make it a color thing, this man is not white. This man is red. Okay? And you can find that in Genesis 25:25. If you want to get it real quick, Dr. Shah. Let's see, do I have the blue letter up?
Genesis 25:25.
Con. I'm going to get in the KJV because sometimes my thing locks up.
Me too. I got it if you want me to read it.
Okay, hopefully this thing doesn't shut down. Genesis 25:25. Go ahead, bro.
It says Genesis chapter 25, verse 25, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name.
Start up one. Start up one.
Genesis 25, verse 1?
24.
Okay, this is Genesis chapter 25, verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
And we know this story of Rebecca, all right, who was barren, whose husband, Isaac, prayed on her behalf, and she was with child, and had 2 children in her womb, right? So that's what 24 is going into. Go ahead, up.
Verse 25, it says, and the first came out red and all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, which is in the Hebrew Ashashua.
So this is letting you know that this is a difference of the way children that were being born in that time looked. For them to make this statement, this fact that he came out red all over, right, without melanin, with just his blood being able to show through his skin, that it was a distinction between, his twin brother. It didn't say his twin brother was brown,
Right.
or black, right? It's just making a distinction that he looked different from everyone else that was being born in that time. Go ahead.
That's right. Verse.
And that's all I wanted on that.
Come.
That's all I wanted on that. Just making a distinction that, when you hear of that title white man, there's no such thing. All right?
I like the priest is going into this new speak, these terms that Esau is using, is not according to the spirit. These are worldly and modern terms where he, went through so much, pseudoscience to basically create this political terms as black and white. And we know that, with that color comes a characteristic. When you think of black, you think of, dark, void of light, basically, mysterious, criminal, and when you think of white, what do you think of? Purity, innocence. So Esau went through, the so-called white man went through great stages in order to, hide himself and to create this image that we see today, right? That's why, today, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans have this horrible and dark, characteristics about themselves as being, thuggish, being lazy, and Esau has this characteristic of being, knowledgeable, smart. That's why people want to, they look at so-called white men in a certain light when they go internationally. They go across, visit abroad in the world. But you got it. So
Yeah. So that was, that had to be stated because that term black and white is a very strong social construct here in America. And that's not really recognized abroad. People are recognized from their origin. If you're from Japan, you're Japanese. If you're from China, you're Chinese. So again, there's no such place that exists that's called black. Okay, there's no such place that exists that's called white. This is a social construct mainly to hide people. Okay, Job 9:24 goes into, let's get that in fact, Job 9:24. Because it says it covers the faces of the judges. Right? So if it covers the faces of the judges, letting you know that you wouldn't be known in this time. And he wouldn't be known in this time.
now the precept after Job 9.
Go ahead.
This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
So he's covering the faces of the judges. So that's why he has to call you black. He has to call you bywords and proverbs. One, that's part of the curses that the Most High enacted against the children of Israel for their disobedience. Okay? But, when you consider, how this devil is able to also hide himself, he has to hide who the true judges are and paint the picture of himself as the enlightened one. Go ahead.
Yeah, and just to add to what the priest is going into, that's why you have the Renaissance age. That word Renaissance goes into what? Rebirth.
Rebirth.
That's how Esau was able to recreate his image, throughout the world as being, being white and pure, right? You have the Cesare Borgia, you have the white Jesus, you have all the Christianity being forwarded throughout this world, and now people go to the churches and they see the image of Christ and they see the image of the angels, which is blasphemy. Bible Shah, this is I got a precept. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7 and 8. Because again, this was to be a mystery. Esau's image, Esau, who the so-called white man truly is, was going to be an image, and only through the gospel, only through the true understanding of the gospel, was it going to be realized or be revealed who he truly is. You got it.
This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work, only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Mm-hmm. He who let it will let. That's talking about Yahweh. He's the one that allowed Esau to be hidden for a time, but according to prophecy, he was going to that veil was going to be open. Right? We go into who Esau Edom is because of, according to prophecy, it's according to that divine law how Esau was going to be revealed and how his end was going to become or would come to pass. So that's why we go into who the so-called white man is today. We're declaring Esau's new narrative. We have to preach it over and over again so people will see Esau for who he truly is, and not only who Esau truly is, but what America truly is, which is spiritual Babylon, spiritual Egypt. It's a place where witchcraft and rebellion against the Most High prevails. But according to prophecy, it was going to have a certain type of end. It was going to be revealed, and it was going to have a certain type of destruction. You got it.
And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
How is he consuming with the spirit of the mouth? It's by the men of the Lord who's preaching this gospel on the highways and byways. Every brother who is sincerely in his truth, they're declaring the downfall of Babylon the Great, and they're declaring the downfall of those who are ruling in wickedness, right? And ultimately, the salvation of those who are following the scriptures through our faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, because that also has to be declared in the scriptures. Who the true report of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his Hebrew name is Yahweh Shah, and his father is Yahweh. That also had to be revealed in its time. You got it.
Yeah, it said, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. So the spirit of the Lord's mouth are the prophets of today, specifically Great Millstone. All right, they're preaching according to the scripture. Okay, prophecy, the rise, but also the downfall of a kingdom. You see, and with each daily event that we encounter, we're lining up with prophecy, okay? Because, again, the Most High is the one that's exposing Esau Edom. Just like this lesson that we're doing, we're exposing who this so-called white man really is. Because, you'll miss all that and want to get into the carnality of that article. But we'll get into the spirituality of that article, who he really is. It says, this is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
And who's doing that? Who's coming in after the workings of Satan? Who, Shaitan, which is adversary. Who's deceiving the world and claiming to be righteous and claiming to be a person who's
pure.
Pure, right?
Because that's why he wants to be known as a white man.
That's right.
He wants to say that he's pure.
That's right.
But we know Esau Edom is not innocent because that's what that goes into.
That's right.
Right? That purity, that white that he's talking about. He's trying to fool you into not hating him.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
But it says in Romans 9 and 13, we can get that. Come on, Bob Shah. He doesn't want the world to hate him, so he has to come in a form of light.
I got you. This is Romans 9 verse 13. Right? It said, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
So the Most High.
You just went into I'm sorry. You just
You
went
got
to
it.
Genesis.
Speak on it.
Genesis 25 and 25. I'm just relating it because we read Genesis 25.
Correct.
Basically, describing how Esau looked, and then now we jump into Romans chapter 9 as to what his end. It's saying as it is written, and this is Paul, right? Talking to the Hebrew Israelites who were in Rome. It says, "It is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated." So it's letting you know that the Most High hates Esau. Why? Because he, just like in 2 Thessalonians, right? He's coming in after the workings of Satan. With all powerful signs and wonders, using his technology, his sword,
Right.
To destroy so-called Black Latinos and Native Americans. You have the prison industrial complex. You got all these things that Esau is doing today that is destroying so-called Black Latinos and Native Americans, who are the true pure ones, right? So like I didn't want to.
No, you're good, bro. Because even what you just read, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Lying wonders.
Right? And that's what he's using. Like you said, his pseudoscience. And look at us right now. We're in the age of technology.
There you go.
Where AI is being held as some deity, writing sermons for these pastors in these churches, able to answer various questions, right? So the lying wonders and those signs are the tokens of the wickedness.
That's right.
Because when you consider the media that tells you all these things, that's a form of what? Sorcery.
That's
Medium.
Right. That's right.
Right? That's part of his token of wickedness. It says in Psalm 65 and 21 that his words were smoother than butter, but swords were drawn.
That's right.
So he's going to use these lying wonders and all powers given to him by Satan to deceive many, even to tell you that he's pure, that he's white,
That's right.
even to tell you that this black man is dirty and he's not worthy. He should be shot down and killed. You see? Those two things right there are powerful vices into the narrative of this story, that he's going to be made pure, right? And the true luminaries are going to be made dark.
That's right.
And heinous and hideous and criminals.
That's right. And just to add on to what you're saying, I think I watched a video where they showed that this AI technology now is going to be used to basically frame Jake as criminals.
Absolutely.
They can make a person seem like he did something,
like he's speaking something he didn't say.
And that's right. So these are the lying wonders, and this is why Romans 9 verse 13 is so important. Scripture reveals who this devil truly is, man. He hates that. He doesn't like that. Baba Shah, let me get Psalms 9 verse 5 and 6.
Okay, 9. This is Psalms 9, 5 and 6. Thou hast rebuked the heathen. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast put out their name forever and ever.
And again, this is why the scriptures are so important, because it's rebuking this devil. It's rebuking those who are in league with this devil. Right. And again, it's telling us that his name is going to be wiped out forever. Right. Baba Shah, verse 6.
O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end.
That's right. So Esau's kingdom, all the things that he's used to, create, America to be what it is, all the lies, illusions, deceptions to, make him seem as though, he appears pure, like an angel of light. It's going to be put to a perpetual end, right? Baba Chak, continue on.
It says, O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities, their memorial is perished with them.
That's right. Their memorial is going to be perished with them. It's, Esau's seed, his posterity, his lineage is going to be destroyed, man, because all the things that he's doing, in wickedness to maintain, that image, to maintain, the wickedness of America. But you got it.
Let's get Habakkuk 2 and 12, because in order to understand the mystery, you have to know the history.
That's right. That's right.
Right? Why would this man be calling himself white and pure, and you haven't looked into his past and what he's done? Right? Go ahead. Habakkuk 2 and what I said, 12?
12, yeah.
Go ahead.
Chapter 2, verse 12. It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity.
So when we reflect back on that article, it says that so many people are talking bad about the white people, right? That they have such a hatred for them. Well, that hatred is true, because you have to consider, how did they come to be where they are? How did they establish their wealth, their power? It was through destruction, through blood, specifically the children of Israel. You so-called blacks, Latino, Native Indians, you were subject, even Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Haitians.
Right.
This so-called white man has a thumb on you. He established his wealth, his reputation, right? And reputation, I forget what
name.
Come with the name, right?
Right.
Right? And that name is linked to wickedness, because through bloodshed, he got to be where he's at.
That's right.
So why would you call someone that that's red and he's created for destruction? Why would you call him pure?
That's right.
That's the question, because it says, woe to him that built a town with blood. America was built with blood, because these places that Americans are calling their own and telling the so-called Hispanics to get out, they stole it from the children of Yahweh Shemel Shah, so-called Indians. You don't hear about the Indians in the media. They swept them away and put them in a closet. But they live way below the poverty line in these so-called reservations.
That's right. That's right. And
So why would you not hate him?
that's right.
You
The
know.
priest said it's so beautiful that if you don't understand the history, you can't understand the mystery. Right? Esau not only established his city with blood by iniquity, he continues it. Right? These wars are enabling Esau to basically, destroy, third world countries or any countries that come up against, America, so that he can take their resources, take the riches of the land.
Scripture say he never sat at home.
That's right.
He's
That's
a
right.
busybody.
And you have right now these ICE troopers that are basically going after illegal immigrants. But he's not going to go into the history of how Mexico was basically destroyed during the Alamo. That Texas, all these other bordering countries were a part of Mexico.
Yeah.
You see. But again, this is a part of that iniquity that has to be revealed. This is a part of that 2 Thessalonians, that wickedness that has to be revealed.
I got a precept. Let's get Proverbs 21 and 10. Proverbs 21 and 10.
This is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 10. It says, the soul of the wicked desireth evil. His neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. That's beautiful.
So all these neighboring countries, okay, that have been injected with democracy, that America has established a embassy. America is just setting up these embassies as a watchdog to make sure that they maintain their eye on these nations. But Esau Edom has no love for you. You so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Indians. Look at your history with this devil. Why would he be called pure? Why would he need to be loved? Scripture says what? Because this devil, tells you one thing and then does another. But also, if we can get Bob Kasha, we can get Isaiah 5 and 20. Isaiah 5 and 20. Then you can get yours. I don't want to speak too much. Okay. Isaiah 5 and 20, if you want to read it.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20 says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
And this is America, a.k.a. Babylon, the land of confusion, where you would think what's evil is good. And we're in a place that you can't speak good, right? What's that old saying? I've said it before. Speak no evil, hear no evil, see no evil. No, it's the opposite here in Babylon. They want you to speak evil. They want you to see evil. They want you to be evil at the end of the day, right? So anything that is good, which comes in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, even this word that's being preached, it's called the good news. It's called the gospel.
That's right.
He doesn't want that. He wants you to speak Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, all those false religions. You can speak it, but don't speak good and say that you're a Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
You see? Why would you want to love someone like that? Okay? You got a priest.
Come on. Let me see. Let's go to that other article. That
Yeah.
Say,
Baba Kashah, let's open it up because we have to understand. Yeah, let's see. Where do I have that at?
White folks online is that one? That's the one you want? Or the Indian one?
The Indian one.
Oh, okay. So I can let me do a lot of that. Okay,
And did this article change on me?
let's see. I think I got it. Hopefully. Okay. I think I got it. You want need that one?
Yeah, mine, it changed.
Yeah, sometimes it does that. You can
What does it say?
It says the Native American.
No, it gave a number. Anyway, yeah, let's read. We can read that one.
Okay.
And then we'll go down. If you go down, it says deaths.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah. You can read You can read this though.
Okay, and this is just a little thing we pulled up in DuckDuckGo. It says Native American genocide in the United States. It says genocides of Indians, Indian peoples of the United States. And I'll just read a little bit of it, and I'll jump down to the death toll. So the destruction of Native American peoples, cultures, and languages has been characterized by some as genocide.
It is genocide.
And this is understanding that history of so-called white men. Debates are ongoing as to whether the entire process or only specific periods or events meet the definitions of genocide. And you have to remember, it was millions of Indians here, millions of tribes. I remember statistically they said over 70 million Indians, with different tribes scattered all over America.
Yeah, all over the place.
Before the colonizers came, man.
Bro, Oklahoma, as we drove down to St. Louis, Missouri, I could just see, because the trees were many, right? And the terrain, the way the Most High carved out the land, as we were driving, looking left and right, huge trees, I could imagine, right? Our brothers there. So-called Indians living there, for instance, foraging and having a life and a culture there.
Man,
But the so-called white man took all that. Go ahead. You don't have to read a whole lot of it, just a little bit.
I'll just jump down to the bottom. It says in 2023, historian Ned Blackhawk suggested that Northern America's population had halved from 1492 to 1776 from about.
I don't know what you read.
Just at the bottom right here. I just read at the bottom of that. Right.
Okay, you didn't. Yeah,
It's like,
I didn't know who you started.
just at the bottom, it says, what's it? In 2023, historian Ned Blackhawk suggested that Northern Americans' population had halved from 1492 to 1776 from about 8 million people to under 4 million people, right? So if you go to deaths, right, I'm gonna just, and this is it's way more.
Yeah, it's way more than this. There's other articles, and Esau is going to try to persuade you with his words. Go ahead.
It says, and I'm just looking at deaths right here. It said 96% population drop. 96%.
96%. And now they're trying to justify was it genocide or not.
Right. What time frame? Man, they just, and again, it says 1492 to 1900. It says 4 million.
Estimated.
It says from 1492 to 1776, 350,000. 58% population decline from 1800 to 1890.
That's a lot of people,
Man.
Frank. It's like I said, yeah.
You good? But yeah, man, it's really telling of how this devil hides his history. He comes over here and basically demolishes and destroys a people, you know, that have their own nation, their own laws, their own history, culture, and then takes their lands, and then today he wants to tell you how so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans should attain equality. The nerve of this devil, man.
If you scroll down, man, you'll see who we're talking about, because it says perpetrators.
What is that?
Scroll down some.
Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah. Oh, look at that. It says perpetrators. That's right. I'm on Salaki. Look at that. You just kicked me out.
The so-called white man.
Look at that. You see?
It says British Empire,
Yeah.
French Empire, Spanish Empire, right? Because when you consider England birthed America, okay? The French are in league with America. It says Spanish Armed Forces. These were Spanish-speaking white people who colonized so-called Mexicans, right? Because you speak Spanish and you're proud of your language, but you're speaking the language of your conquerors. It says European settlers. Even though it says Mexican Armed Forces, no, it was Esau. Then it says United States, U.S. Armed Forces, settlers, and state militia. You see, these were the perpetrators. All right, but they asked that question. If we go back to the article, they asked the question here in this article: why are white Americans suddenly being portrayed so harshly online? Right. Because in order to understand a mystery, you have to know the history.
That's right.
And if you remember the history of what this devil has been doing and has done and still doing, you will speak harshly about him as well. So he can't hide under that white, so-called white facade.
That's right.
Because he's not pure. His hands are bloody, man.
That's right.
And I got one last precept, Bob Shah. If we can get that Revelation 13 and 10. Because these are the children of Israel that we're talking about, that this devil did all these things too. So Revelation 13:10, this is what the Most High says. Go ahead, bro.
This is Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
So says Yahweh Shem Shai, as these things are being revealed. This says what? Revelation, right? This is going to be the end of this so-called white man that wants to give the image of being pure, but his hands are bloody, and he is insatiable. He is Count Dracula. He needs blood, right? He has a stinger that he can't control. He wants to sting everything. But through the process of all that he's done throughout history, and we can look back in history, is recorded. He's the perpetrator, right? He has to pay. He has to pay, man.
That's right.
You know? So that's why the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, as it says in 2 Ezra 9:1, measure ye the times. So these are those times that people are going to start seeing that the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shai, is making Esau bear. You're unraveling all the things that he sought to hide, even himself.
That's right. That's right.
All right? And, hey, you know, so the Most High is going to deal with this devil, not us. We'll wait for the Lord to avenge us of all the atrocities this devil has done. Did you have anything else?
Psalm 7 and 11, and then I'll jump down to verse 16.
We'll keep it short. Go ahead. Oh, it said, Yahweh B'Shem Shai judges the righteous, and Yahweh B'Shem Shai is angry with the wicked every day.
Just like we went into 2 Thessalonians, how the wicked are going to be revealed. Ultimately, this devil is going to be judged. And it's we are compelled to come out and bring the truth of the gospel so that he can be judged.
We're witnessing against him.
But first and foremost, you know, he has to be revealed. His nakedness has to be uncovered. Isaiah the 47th chapter goes into that. You know,
and Jeremiah 49 goes into that.
That's right. That's right. So then you jump down to 16, Baruch Shah.
This is Psalm 7 and 16. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate.
That's right. So again, even though you see the image and how Esau portrays himself as wealthy and rich, you know, the wicked, they're going to receive their temporary, success, but ultimately, they're going to be judged. They're going to come down in a very low state, and the righteous, the true pure, vessels are going to receive that ultimate justification, right? Because again, like we say, Esau, is afraid of these prophecies. He knows these prophecies, and the fact that the men of the Lord are preaching the truth of the scriptures, he understands that this is very powerful. You got it, bro. That's it.
Yeah, so he's going to in the end reap what he sowed. His lying and his lying wonders, his sorcery, right? The Most High is allowing all that. It's on the left hand side, but the right hand side, the righteousness of Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to put an end to this kingdom and establish that everlasting kingdom of Yahweh Shemel Shai.
That's right.
All right, with that being said, I want to give all thanks, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle of Great Millstone who rule well, teach well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.